Alright, so we're going to do an update review on the 2018 Ram 1500 with the 5.7 Hemi. So current mileage is just over 65,000, and I'll take you through some of the pros, some of the cons, and then just some of the annoying little things that have come up with this, and we'll go over the overall condition at this point. Alright, so we'll start with some of the cons. There's not too many. The radio. So for some reason, the radio has two different issues, and I haven't addressed this with the dealer because it kind of just fixes itself. So you can be driving down the road, and all of a sudden the screen will just go black, and it's like it's off, but the radio and everything still plays, which is weird. I'm not sure why it does that. So there's this screen off button here. So if you do that, that's basically what it looks like, except it doesn't say touch screen to turn on. It just looks like that, and the radio will still be on. And it just does that by itself. And then the other thing that it does is, the other day we were driving it, and it did the same thing where the screen went black and there was nothing on it, and then it like rebooted itself. So like when you first turn the truck on, it goes to this screen here, and then it well, usually it'll give you a warning about making sure when you back up or something, and then you have to accept. It did that as we were just driving down the road, which was really weird. Like, shut the radio off, and it just did that. So this radio from the get-go kind of was odd like that, and I'm not sure if that's like, if there's a glitch in there, the software with the ECM, or what the deal is. But that's one of the issues or cons that I have, is that the radio doesn't always work correctly. The other issue I have is every once in a while the air conditioning will be blowing cold, working great, and then all of a sudden it'll just drop and start blowing warm air, and then eventually it'll, like, the compressor will kick back in and it'll work just fine. That could be a low refrigerant issue, though. That's kind of what I'm thinking it is. But it's real sporadic. It doesn't do it all the time. Most of the time, I would say 95% of the time, it's not an issue. It's just every once in a while, here and there, real intermittent. It just chooses not to work. So it's kind of an odd thing there, too. So a couple of the pros, obviously the engine's got a ton of power, great for towing. The price of the truck when I initially bought it. I like this layout. I like this basic design. The only thing I wasn't real sold on was the dial for the transmission selector. It does have a backup camera, which is awesome for hooking up trailers. I got 3 trailers, so that makes a huge difference. And then also this top, I guess that's a glove box, because this is an express model, which is more of the basic entry level. That could have a door as well as like the bottom glove box. I like it open like that because we put a ton of stuff in there, and it's easy to get to. And especially if we got everybody loaded up and we're going somewhere, you can throw whatever you want. My wife uses that all the time. These other compartments here, they're not extremely useful. We've thrown change in there, but it's hard to get out. I'm not sure exactly what their plan is with that, or was. It just doesn't make a lot of sense. But I do like this big open space here to throw stuff in. So the seats are good. They're not like Lincoln Town Car nice, but they'll do the job. I wouldn't want to take this truck across country or anything like that, or long road trips. It's basically a truck. Door panels are pretty basic. There is some nice storage on the side here. We use that a lot. It's great for sticking stuff in the door, so you don't have stuff rolling around on the floor of the truck here. Back seat, because this is what I think they call the quad cab. It's not like the extended, I don't know, is that like the bighorn or whatever. The seats are pretty small. The kids complain that the seats are very upright. There's no adjustment for the back, which they are. They're pretty upright, but I wasn't buying this as a family vehicle. And then legroom too is at a premium if you have the front seats all the way back. Overall too, there isn't any rust on it yet. I know there's issues with Rams and Dodges with the trucks rusting or whatever, and it's been pretty good. I don't wash it a lot, and in Wisconsin we get a lot of salt on the roads, but luckily there's no rust yet, and I don't have mud flaps on it either, so that's pretty good. The original tires lasted up to 60,000 miles. They probably would have went longer, but they got kind of noisy. There was absolutely no traction with them, but there was still, I think 5 or 6 30-seconds tread, which is pretty good. I try to stay on the rotating the tires every 5 to 10,000 miles. So the wheels are nice. They're kind of high maintenance. It doesn't take long for them to kind of fade, and then you gotta get out your chrome cleaner just because of the brake dust or road grime. So, and the truck was just in a rainstorm, so it's kind of dirty right now. Other than that, and it wasn't a hailstorm the other day. We had quarter-size hail, and I had it out. I didn't know it was going to hail or anything, and looks like it made it through just fine. We had some pieces in the yard that were golf ball size or larger, and either the truck didn't get hit with those, or it did and it just was okay. I couldn't find any damage. The only actual body damage that I know of is back here. And where is it? Right there. So there's one right there that looks like that's probably a door ding, I'm assuming. The kids probably did that with the wife's car. I thought maybe there was a ding up in the top here as well from taking stuff out. Maybe not. Maybe it's on this side. Yeah, there's a ding up on top there. You can see it. Right there. I'll catch it. Right there, there's a ding. So that's from lifting stuff in and out. Like I said before, the engine's got a lot of power. There is still a little a tick, and it doesn't happen all the time. To me, it sounds like a timing chain kind of slapping every once in a while, but it doesn't do it consistent. It's intermittent. Maybe it's nothing. I did have it into the dealer, and they told me that's just normal engine sound, so I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to keep running it. The other thing that's nice with this engine is the fuel mileage. If you're not a heavy-footed driver, it'll get 21 miles to the gallon. I go back and forth to work with it, where I'm driving 65, 70 for about 20 to 25 minutes, and like I said, if you're not heavy-footed on it, it'll get 21 miles to the gallon, and it does really well that way. Towing a trailer, yeah, then it's different, because the whole engine transmission acts a little different. It'll do downshifting for like engine braking or transmission braking, and it will stay in gears longer before it shifts up, so it does use a little bit more. It uses a lot more fuel when you're towing. So on the three things I've towed with it, utility trailer with the tractor, that's probably the heaviest. That's probably close to 5,000 pounds. The camper, I would estimate, is about 3,500 when fully loaded. And then the boat, which that's probably only, I don't know, maybe 2,500. That's not much at all. And it does great with all of those. There's really no issue at all. So we'll start it up here and run it a little bit, just so we can listen to that engine. Maybe we can pick up the noise. one thing to mention is I haven't serviced the transmission or anything yet. I believe it's closer to 100,000 mile interval, but I would like to do it at 60,000. The issue with it is obviously this pan is right in the way of the exhaust. They give you zero clearance. And from what I can research, the pan has to be replaced because it's plastic. You're not supposed to reuse it. And there's no drain plug on it. So you're going to make a royal mess dropping that pan and getting transmission fluid all over the exhaust. So I did call a transmission shop about having a service done on this, and they said no, it doesn't pay to do it at this time. Wait until 100,000. So I don't know. I might call the dealership and just confirm and see if they have a different. But from what I heard, if you do the transmission service yourself between the fluid, the pan, the gasket, you're in it like $800 or something. I guess it's really, really expensive. That plastic pan, I guess, costs a fortune. So just be aware of that. All right, so I just came back from the gas station. It's about a good 20-minute ride, round trip or whatever, just to get it warmed up. And then if you listen now, it just sounds like it's running nice and smooth. So that's what I said about the engine or the exhaust, whatever that is, how there's like a tick every once in a while. Now there's nothing there. And usually it's only when the engine is warm. You won't get it when it's when you initially start it and it's cold. So I don't know, that's just a really odd thing. All right, so to wrap up the 65,000 mile review here, if I could go back in time and tell myself everything I know about this truck now, would I still buy it? I would. I like it. There are really no regrets with this truck at all. I'm not sure I would buy another Ram, maybe. Not really sure. I've always kind of wanted to get a Ford, but they were a little on the pricey side compared to the Ram here. So we'll see. I'm not really in the market for a truck. I'm not sure how long I'm going to keep this one, but there's no thoughts of getting rid of it anytime soon. So it'll be here a while. So that'll be it for now.